morning. My name is Alyssa Sissick, and I'm the Public Information Officer. Hold on one second. We forgot one detail. Good morning. My name is Alyssa Sissick, and I'm the Public Information Officer here at the Connecticut Airport Authority. It's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to Bradley International Airport. Today, in partnership with our colleagues at the Transportation Security Administration, we will share with you an update on holiday travel at Bradley International Airport, as well as tips to help our passengers traveling through in the busy days coming up. In the days ahead, we're expecting an increase in passenger volume due to the holidays. The busiest days will be Sunday and Monday, as well as Thursday and Friday of next week. Bradley International Airport is well prepared for this increase in passenger volume, and we certainly very much look forward to welcoming all of our passengers traveling through and ensuring that they have an enjoyable travel experience. To ensure that our passengers have a smooth travel experience, we're encouraging them to plan ahead, to arrive early, and to come prepared. So in other words, be sure to review your airline information ahead of time. Make sure to review the status of your flight before you come to the airport. Familiarize yourself with our terminal and parking options. No reservations are needed to park at Bradley International Airport, and you can check parking availability online at flybdl.org. And of course, be sure to review all the TSA guidelines and procedures, which we will be hearing about shortly. Finally, we would like to take the opportunity to thank all of our passengers for choosing Bradley International Airport for their travel needs this busy holiday season, and we invite them to enjoy our many dining and shopping options while here. Our passengers are very important to us, and this year and around this time of the year, we're extremely happy to be welcoming and greeting them with several holiday-themed special events. We have Santa and Mrs. Claus visiting. We have complimentary gift wrapping, as well as performances by local school choirs and musicians, all organized to ensure that our passengers love the journey here at Bradley International Airport. And with that, I would like to hand it over to my colleague at the TSA FSD Director, Bill Santos.
Thank you, Alyssa. Good morning, and thank you for coming out. I am William Santos, the TSA Federal Security Director for the state of Connecticut. TSA is expecting some record-breaking travel passenger flow this holiday season, both nationally and here at Bradley International Airport. Typically, we screen 9,000 plus passengers on a daily basis. This holiday season, we're expecting over 12,000 during the same time period. Basically, we want to help out your listeners to understand what they can do to help us out in screening and making the process a little more efficient and pleasurable for them as they go through the screening process. This year we'll be fully staffed. All lanes will be open. We'll also have our baggage pod staffed. So we will definitely have enough staff to handle the extra passenger flow that we're expecting this Christmas holiday. We want to ensure that the passengers are prepared. One of the biggest tips that I can give our passengers coming to Bradley is to get here early. We're recommending at least 90 minutes prior to departure, and that will give them enough time to go to the ticket counters to check their bags and also process through the TSA security checkpoints. As they are traveling through the TSA security checkpoint, I want our passengers to understand and think ahead on what they can do to prepare before approaching the security lanes. One thing they can do is to have their boarding pass and their ID ready. Have it in their hand as they approach the officer at the document checker position. Have everybody in your traveling party have their boarding pass and IDs ready. And if you're traveling with small children, please present your ID and boarding pass prior to presenting your child's. Also, think about preparing once you get to the divestiture area. Empty all your pockets. Everything needs to be out of your pockets. Take everything out and put it into your accessible property or your bag as you're going through the checkpoint. We have an advanced imaging technology, the body scanner, and that picks up on metallic and non-metallic items on the body. So anything in your pockets, such as your boarding pass, your driver's license, mints, spare change will be picked up, and it will slow down the process as you go through. All laptops, e-readers, any electronic above the size of a typical cell phone is required to come out of your accessible property. They will need to go into a separate bin, as you see right here. Nothing can go below it or on top of it. Once you go through the security checkpoint, you'll gather up your items on the other side. And once you get to the other side, you'll see our revesture area, and it gets kind of jammed up and kind of busy. We ask that you use the benches to the back of the checkpoint to regather your items and to put your shoes on, your coats, and repack your bags with your electronics. This holiday season, you'll most likely want to travel with some holiday treats, and you can do so. You can bring food through the TSA checkpoint. But one thing you need to keep in mind, if it's a solid food such as a pie or a cake, that's allowed. Anything other than that that's a liquid, whether you can pour it, such as cranberry sauce or gravy, things of that nature, will have to be packaged properly in a container into your checked luggage, because it will not be allowed through the security checkpoint. We have to abide by our 3.4 ounce rules, and anything above that amount will typically not be allowed through the security checkpoint. And we'll be going over some of those items here shortly with our supervisor and a person from our public affairs office out of headquarters. Also, you most likely want to travel with gifts to your destination. We're going to ask you that not to wrap those gifts, because if it alarms any of our systems, you're going to be required to unwrap the gift so that we can check the insides to make sure that it's an item that's allowed through the checkpoint and it's allowed onto an aircraft. So other options will be use a gift bag with some tissue papers. And that will allow an item to easily be removed and replaced without much effort. Now's a good time to start thinking about a requirement that will be in effect in October 2020, and that's Real ID. So this time next year, when you're traveling for Christmas, you will require to have a Real ID compliant driver's license or passport. If you do not have any of those compliant IDs or Real ID, government ID, you will not be allowed to travel. So please think ahead, because October 2020 will be here before we know it, and it'd be nice to go to the motor vehicle department and get all that taken care of before next year. I'm now going to turn it over to one of our supervisors, Scott Greaves, and Lisa Farbstein from headquarters from Public Affairs, and they're going to go over some items that are typically allowed in your accessible property and those items that should be going into your checked luggage. So, Lisa.
Hey. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little demonstration on what types of items should go in your check bag or carry-on bag. Keep in mind, too, that we're going to be here afterwards to do one-on-ones. So, if you don't pick something up right away, we're happy to do that one-on-one. So if you want to do a lav mic, or we can move these mics over here because we're going to really be working from this table. What do you want to do? That's good.
Yes.
But you got the highlights.
Yeah.
That's what counts.
I did better when I was practicing.
I do too. Can show you sort of ball players.
Right.
So we can hide your mics back here if you like.
I think I'm going to have you flip this right on.
Okay.
Hey, how are you? You too. So who's going to be speaking?
I'll be doing the
You'll be speaking?
You want to hook that on where you
Yeah,
like
sure.
it?
This is okay to put here? Is that in your way or no? Okay.
You hook that on where you like it. All right, so are you able to pick up the sound from here, from these? You're good? All right, so my name is Lisa Farbstein, Farbstein. I'm a spokesperson. And Autumn, how do you pronounce your last name?
I'm Scott Reeves.
Scott.
I'm a supervisor here at TSA. Been here 12 years. Last name G-R-E-A, V as in Victor, E-S.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so holiday time of year, we see a lot of people who are traveling with food items. That's perfectly okay. We're happy to screen them. But the trick is knowing which items should go in your carry-on bag or your check bag. So if you're not sure, there are 4 easy ways to find out. First is we're very active on social media. So you can tweet to us. You can tweet to our Twitter handle, which is @AskTSA. So you can tweet to us, can I bring the cranberry sauce? Or you can take a picture of the cranberry sauce and you can ask, can I bring this item? And you'll get a response. That's the first way. The second way is on Facebook Messenger. Same thing. You can, just ask us via Facebook Messenger. Third way is we have an app for that. It's free, downloadable. It's called My TSA. And it's got that feature, when I fly, can I bring my? You click on that and you type in the item and it'll let you know right away whether it should go in your check bag or your carry-on bag. The fourth way is our website, tsa.gov. And on tsa.gov, in the homepage, upper right corner, when I fly, can I bring my? You type in the item, and again, you'll find out right away. So those are 4 great ways to find out if the item should go in your check bag or your carry-on bag. As it relates to food items, as he was saying a little while ago, if it's a solid, it can go in your carry-on bag. But if it's a liquid, if you can spill it, if you can spread it, then it should go into your check bag. So the rule of thumb is this: if you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it, then it should go into your check bag. So let's go over a few things. Okay, this time of year we get eggnog. Eggnog's popular this time of year, whether it's store-bought or your homemade. That might have that little extra kick in it. So where should that go?
All right, so this bottle here is 28 fluid ounces. You're only allowed to bring 3.4 ounces through the checkpoint. So this one's going to go inside the check baggage.
So if it's 3.4 ounces or smaller, it will fit in your 311 bag, we call it. 3.4 ounces, 1 quart-size bag, 1 bag per person. So that can go into your carry-on bag. But if the liquid, gel, aerosol, paste is larger, then it should go into your check bag. Another popular food item this time of year, preserves, whether homemade preserves or if you get it at a farmer's market or you got it at the store. So where should the preserves go?
So this one, even though it has a little bit of food in it, it is probably going to be categorized as a liquid. So this one's also going to go inside the check bag because it's over 3.4 ounces.
Oftentimes people like to contribute to the holiday table with a bottle of wine, champagne, maybe some bourbon or whiskey. So where should the bottle go?
That one would definitely go inside the check baggage.
In New England, I know that maple syrup is popular, so where would the maple syrup go? Let's say I wanted to take that with me down to Virginia to visit relatives, and I wanted to bring them some New England maple syrup.
So in this case, we have a bottle that is half a pint, 8 fluid ounces, so it's too large. This one's going to go in the check baggage.
People often make casseroles, and they want to bring the casserole, whether it's something like a green bean casserole or whether it is the sweet potato casserole. I'm a fan of sweet potato casserole, are you?
Yes.
So I like the sweet potato casserole with marshmallows melted on top. So I'm going to bring the marshmallows so I can melt them when I get there. So should the marshmallows go in the check bag or the carry-on bag?
That can go in either one. That is good to go in your carry-on.
Let's put that right there.
Yep.
Wouldn't be Christmas without some fruitcake. So where should that fruitcake go? It's pretty solid.
Yeah, that one can go in either one. That one's good to go on your carry-on as well.
Okay. I like homemade gravy, and people do too, but sometimes I get lazy and I'm going to use just a little package. So where should the package of gravy go?
Powdered gravy, that one can go inside the carry-on.
Okay. But what if I've got the jar of gravy, or I've already made it and I put it in a container to bring with me?
If it's already made up and it's over 3.4 ounces, like it is in this case, it's going to go inside the check baggage.
This time of year, we see a lot of holiday treats. Here's a popular holiday treat. People like to give those out to the kids, and sometimes adults. So where should that candy canes go?
They can go in either one. In this case, it's good to go on your carry-on.
Baked goods. Baked goods are super duper popular, whether you're bringing Christmas cookies with you, or a pie, or a cake. So we've got here a wonderful pie. Where should the pie go?
Pies can actually go through inside the carry-on. They may be subject to some additional screening.
Okay. You're not going to take a bite out of my pie?
No.
Okay, just checking. We know people who are traveling like to stay hydrated, so they might have a bottle of water with them. And so a bottle of water is not going to fit in here, is it? Not going to fit in here.
No, definitely not.
So they can put this in their check bag?
Yes.
All right, put that in the check bag. Now, clever travelers will bring an empty bottle with them. If you have an empty bottle with you, you can bring that in your carry-on bag and fill it up on the secure side, where they've got great filling stations at this airport. So you can save a few bucks and bring an empty water bottle with you. So you can bring that right there as well. Also, you heard a little earlier that we do not recommend that people wrap gifts. And that's because if a wrapped gift triggers an alarm, it's going to have to be resolved to make sure there's nothing in that wrapped gift that could be possibly harmful or prohibited past a checkpoint. So we recommend that you use a gift bag, because use a gift bag with some tissue paper in it. Then the TSA officer can lift the item out, check it to clear it, and then replace it. Nobody has opened that gift. But if it is wrapped in paper, then somebody's going to have to unwrap it. So another option is to use a gift box. So here's a good example, gift box. It's very fancy. It actually looks like it's wrapped, and you can recycle it. You can reuse it. So if you're carrying something like this, you hear that this has something in it, and let's say that's triggered an alarm, there's no way for the TSA officer to know what is in that box. All right, or if it's wrapped, they'd have to remove the wrapping paper. So let's get a look inside here. So you can see here we've got a toy. Something like this would trigger an alarm in the carry-on. So you want to make sure that you're going to make sure that you put it in a box or a bag. The TSA officer can make sure that it's safe to travel and nobody's tearing open the gift wrap. What else? So that's it. Was there anything else you wanted me to reinforce? So yeah, so we can do one-on-ones. We'll take questions. If you do have any questions about travel this holiday season.
Does food come out of your carry-on when it goes through security? Like, do you put it separately?
We strongly recommend that you pack your food items in your carry-on in one area. So if you remove the items and put them in a bin, it is less likely that your carry-on will trigger an alarm. So it is strongly recommended that you do remove them.
In the last year, we have been looking at food items a lot more. So it is recommended to take those food items out as you go through, but it is not required. If you do leave those in, it may trigger a bag check.
One other thing was that he stressed that it's important to take everything out of your pockets. So if it turns out that there is a line at the checkpoint, use that time to your advantage. That is a good time for you to take everything out of your pockets, whether it is tissues or your packages of mints or your keys, and put those items into your check bag. You can later put them into a bin if you want, but if you put them in, carry-on bag, put them into your carry-on bag. Because if you take things out of your pockets and put them into your carry-on bag, you are less likely to leave it behind in the bin. You'd be surprised at how many people leave keys and ID and glasses and gloves and hats and scarves. So if you take those items out of your pockets while you're in the line, put them in your carry-on bag, so that way you're not as likely to leave those items behind. And also, as he said, when you're in the line, get your ID and your boarding pass out so it's ready when you get up to the ticket document checker. Because if you're fumbling in your wallet or your handbag, when you get up to the ticket document checker, you're going to get the stink eye from the people behind you, and you don't want to start your trip with the stink eye.
not wrap the gifts?
We recommend that people not wrap the gifts. Absolutely. And that's because if it triggers an alarm, the TSA officer has to resolve the alarm, and the only way to do that is to unwrap the gift. If you use a gift bag or a gift box instead of wrapped paper, they can remove the item quickly, they can clear the item, and you're on your way, and nobody has torn open the wrapping paper. The other option is to wrap the gift when you get to the destination. Also, the airport has free wrapping on the secure side, which is a huge bonus. Not every airport has that service, so you can definitely take advantage of that.
So it's happening today from 11 to 5, Monday for most of the day, and Tuesday for half a day. Good morning. I'm not sure if other airports are doing like something that we're providing for our passengers, complimentary, free of charge.
Yeah, take advantage of that. It's a wonderful service here at Bradley International where they're going to be wrapping the gifts free of charge on the secure side of the checkpoint certain hours and certain days. So definitely look for that. It's on their website. Okay? All right. If you want to use some of this for stand-up, you're welcome to do